Come on in. Welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. Except today. Today we're talking about the short-lived, completely forgotten pirate-themed Survivor knockoff, CBS's own Pirate Master. I'll apologize up front for the quality of the footage. This is the literal best I can find since this isn't streaming anywhere. My apologies. Envisioned by Mark Burnett as a summer reality tentpole to fill the void between Survivor's spring and fall seasons, and hoping to cash in on the frenzied but already waning pirate popularity renaissance kickstarted by the 2003 film Pirates of the Caribbean, this 2007 reality show is nevertheless an interesting and worthwhile watch for Survivor fans as a 2000s reality TV curio, or even a cautionary tale. In this video, I'll talk way more about Pirate Master than anyone has since 2007, and possibly even then too, as we talk about what Pirate Master is, the rules and the cast, and also where things went wrong. From the silly theme, shifting time slots, lopsided editing, uninspiring winner, and the horrific real-life tragedy that sank this show forever. So load your cannon, grab your cutlass, and buckle your squash as we take a look at the weirdest Survivor knockoff ever produced. To understand Pirate Master's existence, we must first understand the general sentiment around Survivor at the time. In the show's early to mid-teens, there was a general malaise in fan circles, and the predominant belief amongst hardcore fans was that the show was on its last legs. All-Stars truly was the end of an era, and although this new, more experimental era of Survivor certainly produced some classic seasons and characters, there was the sense that the show was spinning its wheels creatively. Casts certainly weren't what they used to be, and self-inflicted errors like the race division theme in Survivor Cook Islands were damaging the show's brand in the public eye. We know how it all turned out. Survivor always bounces back. But the Survivor world was all doom and gloom in 2006 and 2007. Enter Pirate Master, a weird mishmash of elements from Survivor, Big Brother, and The Apprentice with a swashbuckling twist. This was going to be producer Mark Burnett's newest mega hit. He was on a roll. Survivor and The Apprentice had both taken the world by storm in previous years. The man knew how to produce a competitive reality show. The show was presented as Summer Survivor, inviting direct comparisons to Survivor by featuring a flashy, Survivor-like intro with a theme composed by Russ Landau, a charming Australian Probst knockoff, and by premiering 7 years to the day that Survivor's original season premiered, May 31st. The message was loud and clear. If you like Survivor, you'll like this. This was the new Survivor. Now, you probably have the same question a lot of TV viewers at the time did. Okay, it's like Survivor, but with a pirate theme? There's a pirate ship? What the hell is Pirate Master? The first problem with Pirate Master is the lore. It's centered around a fictitious pirate captain named Henry Steele, who hid the treasure of Zanzibar in 14 pirate chests around the island of Dominica. The premise of Pirate Master, then, is that the players, or pirates, must find a piece of the treasure every week in what would be the season's physical challenges. There's a lot more to it than that, but you get the idea. We're finding Captain Henry Steele's secret treasure, and look, you're asking a lot of your audience and players to fully buy into a corny pirate story up front. Survivor initially worked because it was built upon the familiar, a thing that could actually happen. A shipwreck, Lord of the Flies, a group gone feral, sacrificing one another until only those fit for survival remained. The story was created by the players. They weren't beholden to some pre-existing narrative about Captain Henry Steele. Given another season, I'm almost certain this would have been dropped or significantly reduced. As far as the gameplay and week-by-week eliminations, I think the game mechanics are actually pretty interesting. In episode 1, the cast is randomly divided into 2 crews, red and black. Following their first challenge, the winning team wins tens of thousands of dollars in gold and elects a captain for the entire ship, who gets special amenities like their own quarters, the right to divvy up daily tasks amongst the crew, and the ability to elect 2 officers who receive additional luxuries. The captain also receives 50% of the gold found in that episode, their officers split 25%, and the remaining members of the winning crew split 25% amongst themselves. The losing crew receive nothing. Some $500,000 is distributed this way across 13 challenges, and the other $500,000, making for a full payout of $1 million, is won by the winner of the season. Each episode, the captain leads the black crew, composed of themselves and their 2 officers. The rest of the players are randomly divided between the red and black crews. Should the red crew, the non-captained crew, win, the current captain and officers are demoted, and a new captain is elected, and round it goes. It's kinda like having a permanently split Big Brother house. At Pirates Court, the tribal council of this show, the captain marks 3 players with a black spot, and every player except the nominees, captain, and officers cast their vote to cut adrift one of the players. However, players can also vote to mutiny against their captain, and should mutiny be unanimous, the decision then goes to the officers. Should the officers also both agree, the mutiny is approved and the captain is cut adrift instead. Should one or both officers reject the mutiny, the captain can instead choose any player to eliminate. At Final 3, the Ghost crew, consisting of all eliminated players up to that point, get to eliminate one of the 3 finalists for some reason. And in the final mission, each of the final 2 get to draft a team of 3 from the Ghost crew to take part in the last challenge, where the winning team captain wins $500,000. There's also an Immunity Idol-esque twist called the Royal Pardon, but this is the gist of the game. I do think there's an interesting game in here, and it's a fun combination of Survivor and Big Brother, with much shifting loyalties and cross-crew alliances. The cast allegedly lives on this boat 24/7, and captains can run a tight ship, giving everyone lots of chores, or a looser one, and they can choose to share their wealth or not. You can bribe other players or buy and sell your loyalty with your winnings. Major players can choose to use each other as a shield or target one another, and the ability to mutiny against the captain offers an interesting spin on the head of household concept. So, why was this canceled halfway through the first season? I think the biggest problem with Pirate Master is right there in the name. We were 4 years removed from Pirates of the Caribbean. Who cares about pirates anymore? Not a lot of people. Pirate Master debuted to middling ratings. Only 7 million viewers for episode 1, compared to some 15 million viewers for Survivor China, which debuted later that fall. The pirate theme was corny, and the element that made the show unique in the competitive reality world, the ability of players to win sums of money throughout rather than just a big prize at the end, was also an unexpected burden on the show, because after just a few episodes, it became confusing and difficult to remember who had money and how much. The show also suffered from the worst source of casting and editing inclinations of this era of Survivor. Outside of a few great casting choices like John, Jodan, and Joy, this is a rather unremarkable cast for the show's inaugural outing, with very few players who really pop off the screen. Some players go several episodes with few or no confessionals, and 2 huge personalities, Louie and Jay, eat up a frustrating amount of screen time, which is irritating because they're just rip-off versions of Rupert and Lex. Like, this is false advertising. This is just Rupert. Additionally, 7 of the 16 players are from California, and they look like it. Half of this cast looks like it was cobbled together in an afternoon at Venice Beach. The boot order is also pretty nightmarish. Arguably the most entertaining player, John, is eliminated first, and I would say that the 7 most interesting and fun characters are the season's first 7 boots, leaving us with an endgame of either obnoxious screen hogs or completely under-edited randos. Even the season's winner, Ben, is unremarkable. Ben is a super nice guy, and that's the problem. The winner of a show's first season is so important. Richard Hatch, Dr. Will. Reality TV would be completely different if these two weren't the first winners of Survivor and Big Brother as we know it now, don't be pedantic. You'll always have time for different kinds of winners later, but that first one establishes the tone of the show and the gameplay. Ben is just too kind. He's like if Eric Huffman won the first season of Survivor. The ratings for Pirate Master did not improve, and reviews were pretty meh, even if they saw some potential. After a few episodes, CBS started shifting Pirate Master's time slot, the death knell for any show. It went from the primo slot of Thursday at 8 to the not-so-primo slot of Tuesday at 10. And after episode 8, CBS took it off the air entirely, dumping the rest of the season 1 episode at a time on their website. This was 2007, by the way, before the streaming revolution and before large parts of the United States even had broadband internet. Pirate Master was swimming with the sharks. Shortly thereafter, the series also faced a horrible tragedy. Cheryl, the 4th player eliminated, unfortunately passed away of her own choosing, and on her MySpace page blamed the show for exacerbating problems in her life and relationships. It was a horrible tragedy. R.I.P. Cheryl. Nevertheless, Pirate Master in its brief time on TV did have plenty going for it, and I think it could have evolved into a good show if given the chance. For one, the opening credits theme by Russ Landau, which I can't play here because YouTube will YouTube me, is an absolute banger, and even won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Original Main Title Theme Music. Seriously, go watch it. It rules. Cameron Daddo is a competent Probst-alike host. The Survivor meets Big Brother meets The Apprentice game mechanics make for a genuinely fun, if overly complicated game. And again, several members of the cast were fantastic, mostly the early boots. Even some of the storytelling is great. If you watched the show back in the day, I'm sure you remember Captain Jodan's arrogant rise and fall. The show told that story very well. I just kind of wish this dude was on Survivor Guatemala like he was supposed to be. Ultimately, Pirate Master will go down in history as a noble failure. At a time when the combination of Mark Burnett and CBS couldn't miss, they not only missed, they shot a cannon through their own sails. Still, I think it's worth a watch if you can find it, and I would love for CBS to put this up on Paramount Plus as a historical artifact. The CBS reality tentpole that never was. Got nothing else for ya. If this video made you say "arr," like and subscribe, and I'll get you more Survivor and/or Pirate Master content just like this. Until next time, don't walk the plank.